Bless me, Google, for I have sinned. It's been 1 month since my suspension. Welcome to Simplified Sparky Marketing. It has been 1 month since my suspension has been in place. Tomorrow, actually, today is the 5th, so tomorrow it was on the 6th. And it is not getting any better, but I'm going to tell you what I'm doing to try and get this back in place. So what has happened, if you haven't heard the last podcast, go back to it. It was just a few episodes ago. I don't know the number off the top of my head. My Google Business profile was suspended for reasons I'm very unsure. It wasn't clear why it was suspended. As I said, I treated that thing better than a Facebook page. I don't even treat my Facebook page in any way. As I've mentioned, my ideal clients do not hang out on Facebook, so I don't really give a shit about my Facebook page or Instagram page as well. Those two things are dormant in my business. So I was getting a lot of leads from my Google Business profile page. So I treated it very well. I was uploading photos. I was adding posts. I had 540 reviews, 41, I think, at the time of suspension. And I just got an email saying it's basically suspended. And firstly, it said the company didn't exist. And then secondly, it said it wasn't going from true guidelines. So what I've done on this part 2 is I left it sit for a little bit. I appealed it and my appeal came back shooting it down. So I sent documents in. I sent the company registration. I sent the trading business name and the loads of records, my BAS records, phone bills, loads of things, like basically everything that aligned to say this fucking business is real. And it was still declined. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I sought out a freelancer. Now, this is on Fiverr.com. It's something that I plug a lot. If you need a little niggly thing done to find a freelancer to do it, you can do anything. You can make a logo, get your profile unsuspended, hopefully, add a paragraph to your website, whatever you want to do, you can do it on Fiverr.com. There's a load of freelancer websites out there. Now, I think where this originated was Fiverr was, I think it started out that it was $5 or £5. Now, I think where Fiverr originated from was it started off as like a cheapy freelancer website where everything was for £5 or dollars. And as it expanded and grew, people's prices went up. So don't be fooled by the name. It's not just a Fiverr to do the works. I've engaged this person for a couple of $100, which will be worth its weight in gold. Now, why I'm worried about this whole process is it was a very strange interaction. I found this gentleman and he had 1,300 and something reviews, and his main service is reinstating these profiles. So what I did was I sent him a message and told him the situation. He's a man of few words, very few words, based in India. And I gave him the whole yarn, the whole timeline, what I submitted, what I didn't submit. And as I said to him, I goes, like, I'm worried about this because we've already submitted an application with these. Like, how can you do anything different? So he's like, brother, leave it with me. This is what I do. And I was like, okay, what have I got to lose? So he asked me for some more documents, the documents that I submitted. And he goes, have you got this? Have you got that? So I've sent that in the message. And he was like, give me the login to your account or log me in or sign me in as a manager. So I was like, I haven't even decided if I want to use you or paid you. But okay. So I messaged him. I said, like, what's the story? What's the payment price? What is the process? And he's like, you don't have to pay until it's reinstated. And I was like, this sounds too good to be true. I have nothing to lose, as I said, and he can't do much anyway. All he's got access to is that particular Google Business profile, and he's got rave reviews, so there was nothing to be really afraid of. So what I've done is I have given him access to the Google Business profile. He's gone in there. I had already ran it through AI to see if I could make improvements and go off Google guidelines, which I changed a lot of things. Very, very annoying because I've changed my hours in the Google Business profile down to regular-ish hours. So something like 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. or something like that. It was suggested because it just makes the business look like it's more genuine, even though technically being an electrical business, it's a 24-hour business anyway. Now, what you have to look out for here is if you change your hours from 24-hour down to regular hours, like let's say it's 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 7 to 5 p.m. If somebody's searching online at 6 p.m., your business may not appear on the maps, and they may be sitting on the couch thinking, we need an electrician next week. They may be sitting on the couch thinking, we need an electrician next week, and guess what? Your business isn't popping up. So before I say change your hours, be mindful before you change your hours. And this is the next part of the episode, is changing stuff on your business profile is detrimental. In 2021, I moved address in the Inner West and I changed the address on my listing. And at the time it flagged, and I think it was a light suspension. I think it was there, but it was a different system, and they were like, we need proof of address. So I sent back proof and they were like, we need to ensure that this is correct. So I think they had to send out a postcard again. And then when I got the postcard, not only did that not work, I had to jump on a FaceTime with them and deck out my garage with sign writing, put my van outside it, throw loads of electrical shit around the garage. And as we were doing the FaceTime, I was like, yeah, there's my ladders, there's all my tools, there's where people come in to look at cable and stuff like that. And yeah, we like, there's a switchboard in the corner that was actually on the wall powering the house. And I was like, yeah, that's what we kind of train our staff on. And I just lied through my teeth to Google. I think it was being beamed to, it could have been the States or somewhere like that. But it was, I had to basically do a FaceTime to prove the address, and that could have been rejected as well. So the more you fuck around with your business profile, the more dangerous it is, particularly if you move address. If you've got an existing address, be fucking grateful that you have got a listing there, because I'm warning you, if you go fucking around with your hours, the address, Google seems to be on a fucking rampage at the moment, and I don't know if it's because of AI, but they are clamping down fucking hard on these businesses. I've spoken to, it's like a whole community. You know those Netflix documentaries where it starts off as something happens to somebody in the town and it's like, it happened to me too. And they come out of the woodwork. That's happened with the Google Business Profile. I have had so many DMs of like, hey man, mine was down for 3 months. Mine was down for 2 months. Mine was down for a month. Mine is still down. So it's not something to play around with. It's not something to go in there willy-nilly. Let's change this, let's change that. You almost need to consult somebody that is an expert in the space and say, like, is it okay if we change this detail? We're not going to get shot down, because for whatever reason, they are on a rampage. And I think particularly with duplicate profiles, I've mentioned as well, I've got a backup profile live at the moment, and it's annoying because I left that profile dormant for 4 years and it's only half cooked, and I'm actually afraid to touch it now in case it interferes with the reinstatement of the other one. But my new profile has 3 reviews on it, and as I mentioned, the other one had 541. So I would be treading very carefully with making any edits, particularly an address change, because unless your business and all the shit related to it is linked to that new address, you could be up shit creek. You could get your profile taken down, and you might have a saga waiting for those documents to be all swapped over with your licensing, your company registration, your GST registration. All of those things need to be schmick to have the confidence to change your address. But yeah, that's basically what we're up to with part 2. Is it's been a month and I have engaged this dude probably, I reckon, like 10 days ago. But he claims 10 to 21 days. He's pretty confident of 10 to 21 days. Now, the funny thing is, he may know somebody on the inside, and this is why you pay people to do things, is I feel like he may have a contact that knows someone who knows someone that may be able to get this up and running. They may have some dodgy thing going on where he sends him $50 if he reinstates it. I'll send him $100 if he reinstates it. But it like, as I said to people, I'd pay a couple of grand. If someone said, I'll get this back up for you tomorrow, you'll have no hassles, I would have no problem paying a couple of grand, because this Google Business Profile for your business it's the best form of getting free leads into your business. Now, free is controversial because nothing in marketing or life is free. You have to put your sweat equity into it at the same time. It's very minimal, but you have to keep on top. When you compare it to running Google Ads and the likes of that, Google Ads is a dangerous beast, permitting where you are. If you're rural, it's not too bad, and you've got a handful of competitors that probably don't even know what Google Ads is. kind of guys that don't rock up in uniform, you are sweet. But if you're in a major city, it is super competitive. I'm hearing that some people are spending $500 to $600 just to get to the door. So a quick math equation on this is, let's say, for instance, cost per click is $50. It may take 10 clicks for somebody to actually call the phone and book you in. So yes, it's only $50 a click is what you hear. Not only $50 a click, but your digital marketing guru behind the scenes for your Google Ads is going to say, it's just $50 a click. That's pretty competitive. What's not mentioned is it might take you 10 clicks for someone to actually like the look of the landing page and pick up the phone, give you a call or send an inquiry. So therefore, by the time you get to the door and pay that technician or whoever to get to the door to drive out there and their wages and all that, you could be looking at $500 to $600. So that is why I don't condone ads until you plug all the organic holes in your business and you milk the organic cow dry, because there's better ways to make money. And if you're at a stage where you're making enough profit that you want to dump it into ads, then run ads. But there's I did a podcast on this a few episodes ago about Google Ads. Go back and listen to it if you're like, oh, I want to run ads or run Google Ads. They say it's brilliant. It's like, be careful is all I'll say if you're running Google Ads. Hopefully there'll be a part 3 where it'll be reinstated. Otherwise there may be another decline, which I'll give you an update on. And lastly, there's another podcast coming out tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. There's 2 this week. I am opening the doors on the 8th of the 7th, 2025 for a handful of people. I'm being very picky who I work with for the Simplified Sparky mentorship. If you haven't seen it already, go back to last week's podcast and listen to the audio. And there is also a YouTube video. If you're more of a visual person, it'll probably give you more of an insight into what the whole shebang is. If you're interested, follow the instructions. I'm not going to tell you what to do because you won't fucking follow the instructions, will you? So check those out. And I'm being very picky, as I said, because I want to work with winners. I don't want to work with silver bullet seekers. And there's already a few people after signing up, which is, I'm fucking so excited, to be honest. I can't tell you how much. And I am looking so forward to improving all of those guys' businesses. And you're going to see it. You're going to see these guys' improvements, and you're missing the boat because she's sailing out to sea. Check those links out. Also, all the links you need are down the bottom, and I'll chat to you tomorrow.